you've got nothing coming from SOE. Make sure to run your bitch ass out on social media and tell everyone that will listen, John Willis said you're a little bitch and we're not dealing with your bitch ass. He apologized, wanted to, and sent a couple more emails. I never replied to him. The fact is, he cut his fucking belt. If the Velcro was coming off, if it was just a matter of Velcro coming off, he would have sent that in here. We would have fucking put some Velcro on it. But for the Velcro to be coming off, most likely he wore it out. But the fact is, he cut the fucking webbing. It's not going to fit the same. It's not going to function. We are going to cut his buckle off and build him a brand new belt. Everything on the belt will be brand new for $25. But he was out on Facebook making multiple posts talking shit about how we wouldn't deal with him. I was in fucking California when that was going on. So we've got another one. Sawyer Shaw. Hello. 70629. You took my money 2 months ago. Could you at least acknowledge my emails and tell me you're looking at the status of my order? You are not creating a very good first impression of your guarantee of excellent quick support and answers. It's sounding like a load of horse shit. That's where he shot himself in the foot. I said, you fucking little bitch. You goddamn ordered actually just shipped. When I saw your email, you are now canceled and refunded, and we are sending you nothing. Do you remember I had you pull that? I don't remember what it was. I didn't do a very good job getting all this important emails for these. Because we've been so fucking busy now.
Who cares?
We've been pumping out a ridiculous amount of stuff. And we're getting more to put out every day.
Jerry says, what is a warranty return policy? Are RMAs issued? What does the customer cover shipping back to you, SOE, and cover return shipping costs? Oh, where is the contact phone number of this operation? That was his initial contact. I said, what is the issue? What is the item? Not an issue and not an item. Was inquiring about policy for doing potential busy. He meant business, I'm guessing. Non-issue, strange or business, not having a phone number to communicate with his customers. Thanks, have a good day, be safe out there. I said, I suggest you not doing business with us. On your first questions about returning items, you have not even ordered anything and having issues over the phone number. We have not had a phone number in this building, well, in this building ever. We haven't had a phone number since we moved to Tennessee in 8 years, ever. And in California, we didn't have a phone number. We had a phone number in Oceanside,
because it was on tag.
722-0004, up until 2005 is the last time SOE has ever had a phone number. Because we don't want to talk to you on the phone.
Nope.
If you call me, I will fucking talk to you. When people come in here, I stop what I'm doing, I talk to them for hours. Look at Dwayne. Dwayne will talk to a motherfucker for fucking half a day.
Yep.
Because, so we don't, if you send me an email, I can answer you as briefly as possible. Some people take issue with that because I didn't hold your hand and pat your butt and check your prostate. But if you're taking issue over us giving you a direct and brief answer, and you have an issue with that, we shouldn't be doing business. And that's the deal. With these guys that have problems over this shit, and I'm fast to refund you, and you took issue with it, if you had a problem, you would have really had a fucking real problem. And you would have been a dude fucking talking all kinds of mad shit. So we just kill you off right in the beginning. Before you can grow up and become a fucking big venomous animal, we kill you when you're a poor, innocent little savvy egg.
Yeah.
We don't incubate you and give you more ammunition.
We prefer better customers.
We do. And the fact is, just like you can go someplace else, we have a shit ton of customers. We have a whole influx of people questioning the 8 to 12 weeks right now. And what that means is we're in front of a whole new audience. We have a whole new base of customers that we have to mold. We have to qualify them and condition them to the way we do business.
We have to retrain.
And it's a whole broad new group that is not at all familiar with SOE. And this is coming. We're using a program to advertise on Facebook right now. When we went out on Facebook and wanted to use Facebook advertising, we could not do it because it says fuck in the logo. Mm-hmm. So we use a third-party app that is advertising. And we told them up ahead of time. We said, hey, the logo says fuck. Facebook won't let us advertise. They're like, it's not going to be a problem. We are going to advertise on social media. So we are advertised on some social medias I've never heard of. We're advertised on Facebook. I see our ad on the bar. People are telling me they're seeing it frequently. We're advertising on Instagram, and it's one app we're using, and it is putting us everywhere.
Yeah.
And we are getting a shit ton of orders, brand new orders, and with those come some of these little bitches. And we smack them down fast and get rid of them, which does a couple things. It frees us up to take care of our real customers. It sends those little bitches to blog up and clog up our competitors, but it also infuriates them and sends them out there to talk about SOE. And when they make a shitty post, 10 other dudes go, hey, SOE fucking took care of me. So people like to watch an argument, so those arguments happen. And but in the end of it, they read all those posts, and they're like, well, this one dude must be the problem because there's 100 other dudes on here saying that, you know, I got all my shit on time and everything's good. So that's where that shit's all coming from. And then we've got Alexander Daniel. Alex had a problem. I ordered a chest rig and an H harness November 10th. My order number 67550. It's been 7 or 8 weeks. So I just want to get in touch and see how everything is still good to go. I know it's been around Christmas time and your new shop and whatnot. So if you could just get back to me and let me know, a little heads up, I'd really appreciate it. Well, if he knows about our shop and all that shit, that means he's on our social media. And that also means that he knows how we do business. And it says 7 to 8 weeks. Well, our normal delivery is 8 to 12 weeks is quoted. But on all of our chest rigs, it says in big bold red letters, there's no ETA. So I said, no matter what chest rig you ordered, it said in big bold letters, there's no ETA. I understand the no ETA part. Just want to make sure you have my order is in the pipeline and not happened due to the massive amount of orders I'm sure y'all got around this time.
We just throw them away.
Yeah, it's all automated.
Right.
Like, we don't lose a fucking order.
Right.
We just haven't built your order yet. I said, if you have an order number, which you do, then you have an order in place. As soon as we make it, it will ship and tracking info will be sent to you. He says, awesome, I appreciate it. This was back in December. And then, December 30th, he says, hey John, I just want to put this in bullet points like you requested, but the required explaining. I have been ordering a lot of gear here around Christmas time, and the chest rig being a part of it. Today I received notice at the post office saying they delivered a package that was too big to fit in my apartment's mailbox, but I have received no email from any of the companies I ordered from, as well as didn't receive any package. I'm going down the list and trying to narrow down what might have been stolen. My order number, blah, blah, blah. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. That didn't happen. You're full of, this is your fucking passive-aggressive way of emailing me again. So, if it is true, our system would have sent you an email. You would have known. It's like we don't even get to choose if we send you an email. When Nick clicks ship order, the system sends you an email.
As soon as it reads the label.
I said we have not
Before it
shipped.
gets to the post office.
I said we have not shipped that order. It's not from us. That was January 25th. Then February 8th. Hey John, the last thing I'm trying to do is cause an issue right now. I have had some financial issues come up, and money I have out waiting on this order would be pretty helpful to me right now. Could I go ahead and get this order canceled and refunded? I'd appreciate it. Thanks. No, he's just fucking, it's one of those dudes.
Can't wait on this shit.
And if $100 is gonna fucking affect you in any way,
Shouldn't be
No,
buying
we
gear
shouldn't be
anyway.
buying
Yeah.
shit.
Can't afford ammo.
Fucking
That's it.
$1,000 in your bank account is zero. Everybody has to have a zero, no matter what that is. I remember my friend Matt Chartel telling me that, and I never thought about it. He goes, $10,000 is my zero. I go, what do you mean? He goes, well, $10,000 is my zero. When I have $10,000, that means I have no spending money. He goes, because $10,000, it'll fix my truck if it burns down. I can get a truck. It'll fix an emergency with the house.
Yeah.
If I have to emergency room or an auto act, $10,000 will cover most anything that will happen.
Immediately.
You know, that'll last a couple of
Yeah.
days or a week or whatever. He said $10,000 is my zero, and I'd never thought of that
Right.
ever. I remember him saying that when we were just like kids. Like I'd never even had $10,000.
Yeah. Jack Spirko says something similar.
Yeah, but
He
Matt,
sends it as a
like
rant.
all through high school, man. Like when I was hanging out with Matt and shit, Matt worked at Gaetano's, where I worked several times for our friend Eddie Kraft, and Matt always had a job. Matt always had a job, constantly had a job, no matter what. Always had multiple jobs. That's who I went and hung out with when we were in San Diego. We went and had dinner with Matt and Shannon, and you'll meet Matt. Matt had a Datsun B210, and we used to shoot coyotes. We'd get out in the canyon and bonsai around, and we'd shoot out of his sunroof with an HK91 and shooting coyotes on the run. And we'd get it stuck, and then 3 or 4 of us would jump out of the Datsun and kind of shake it up and down and get it out of the hole and just keep going.
Yep, 2-door Datsun B210, best car I ever owned. I'd
Yep.
buy one now if they still existed.
Yep, that was
They're
Matt.
tough. They're tough to find because they're usually total.
Right.
You guys
Rest
keep
of that.
mentioning the HK91. I just recently shot one.
Who had it?
Byron.
Byron has one?
Byron has one.
Yeah, that's cool. The first rifle I ever fired was an HK93. First long gun. Well, actually, it was a tube-fed Marlin 22, but
Yeah.
the first real center-fire gun I ever fired was that. And then on the same day, I shot a Colt Python 357 blued with an 8-inch barrel. That was the first real handgun I think I ever shot. Down at Otay in 905, where for the next 2 decades we always rode dirt bikes and got chased by Border Patrol. So I told that dude, I said, Amanda, lock this motherfucker's account. You are no longer welcome to do business here, you little bitch. You have been a bitch about this whole passive-aggressive emails, then make up a bitch-ass story, fuck you. To which he never replied. He never came back with anything, so I guess my assumption is correct.
You got through to them.
Well, he won't be getting this. I'll bet you it's a fucking Coyote Brown test right. I don't have the
That's
order, but I'll
funny
bet you
shit.
it's a
I
fucking
guarantee
I can look it up.
And we sent it to him already.
Look his order up and see what it is, what it
No,
was.
we hadn't sent it to him, probably.
We did the other. We've done it
Yeah.
before.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
You have an order number on there anyway?
I'm not seeing one, but I can look it up via his
Yeah, do
email.
that. Then we have Brent Hayward, 68285.
You just was talking about him. That's more of him that you were talking about. He was the first one.
The
One
very
of
first guy?
two, I
First guy.
think. Is it?
Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
68285.
You were looking for more of his shit. You said there was more to it or something.
Oh, and it's just it's the same exact
Okay.
shit. Is it 5 o'clock?
Just
It is
My
just
God,
about-
it is.
2 minutes still.
Is it warm up here?
It's a little warm up here compared to downstairs.
Did you just hear Haji?
I thought I heard.
I thought I did too.
I thought I heard Amanda doing motorboat.
She motorboat herself.
Yeah.
Tell the Datsun B210 story.
Which one?
Any of them.
Any of them, it don't matter. Everybody loves Uncle Scully.
Okay, I'm going to tell you.
Story time with
I
Uncle
don't
Scully.
mind doing story time, but if you're that guy, see, even story time, we have the same problem that we have with people who don't understand. If I'm telling you a story, that's all it is a story. It's from a life experience. I don't need you to come back in an email going, according to NAV regulation 325, that's not totally correct what you just said. Because I didn't give you all the information because I'm telling you a story.
Right.
And if I said, hey, Gunny used official Marine Corps letterhead from Scout Sniper School so he could quantify himself as a legit, real Scout Sniper to tell you that these guys are fakes, that is well within the guidelines of what Headquarters Marine Corps put out.
And on those heels, when we blasted that Army chick for talking shit to Celtic Shield about those wallets, that bitch said, I am 6 years in PSYOPs and I'm going to make sure none of my troops buy this shit. That is exactly what she said, and she fell under that guideline. That's where she failed. And that actually went up chain of command, and she was questioned on that. I don't know what has happened over that, but she was told you will not do that shit anymore to a business. So that's exactly what happened, and that is exactly what she did. So you don't have all the little bits and pieces, but this shit never ends. When these guys go out on social media like that, this shit never ends the way they want it to end. We just had a kid on one of my auctions talking shit, and it says, don't post any bullshit, post nothing here other than dollar amounts. And we just had a kid said, I'll trade you a fucked duck. I'm like, no, we got plenty of we got plenty of chickens, blah blah blah. And he's like, well, I was just kidding. And then we just kept ignoring him. Well, he kept going and going and going. Some guys go, hey, You work at Gander Mountain. John works with a bunch of companies that supply Gander Mountain. Your boss knows somebody that we know. He goes, what, are you going to make me lose my shitty minimum wage job? Well, they screenshotted it. And they called his manager of one of the New York stores that he worked at, and 12 dudes by that fucking morning, by fucking 8 a.m. that morning, had already spoke to his manager, and guess what? He lost his shitty minimum wage job over fucking talking shit on a company's page. What did you have to gain by it?
Nothing.
We lose nothing. But we have very loyal fans. We have very rabid fans. We have fans we don't know who they are. And there are just dudes out there that they just want to cause you some misery because they're not happy. Whatever the case is, when you come talking shit on a business's Facebook page,
For no reason.
all you hope to do by that is affect that business. You should think that maybe somebody within that organization will affect your life. You lost your shitty minimum wage job over nothing. And it went on, that post went 85 posts and he deleted it. They had already screenshotted all that shit. That night they had already emailed it, they'd sent it to corporate. When you look up Gander Mountain corporate offices, there's fucking 50 email addresses in Google. They sent that shit, multiple people sent that to every one of those. You know that they're still getting called in New York right now at that store going, who the fuck is this kid? So, for what? All because you got drunk and wanted to have some fun.
Right.
Yeah.
Internet went down.
Internet went down.
Okay, Datsun
Yeah,
B210.
Datsun B210, best car I've ever owned. So my brother, this is, God, you know, back in the days when boys would get their driver's license at 15 and a half, I got my driver's license as soon as I could, and I needed wheels. I did not know how I got the $500. My brother probably loaned it to me so I could buy the car. But I bought a Datsun B210 that had 100 and I believe it was 120 or 130,000 miles on it for $500. I drive it for 5 years until I go in the Marine Corps. I put another 100,000 miles on this car. The only thing I ever changed on it was I bought new tires, the starter went out on it, and the oil. That's it. That's the only thing I ever fixed on this car. And we drove it till sparks were coming off the tires.
That's how Amanda's Corolla, I think it was a Corolla when I met her. She had to push start the car to start it.
Just a great, got great gas mileage. We put 18, we'd stuff 18 people in it and drive from Santee down to the beach. And have everybody coming out of this little Datsun like a clown car. So when I joined the Marine Corps, I didn't need this car anymore. My best friend, his dad wouldn't give any money for a car, so I'm like, you can have the Datsun. And he's like, are you sure? I said, yeah, I got my money out of that thing. So he gets it, and he was a big electronic guy, so he was like, I'm going to put in a stereo and a scanner and all kinds of shit. So he's got wires and stuff running. He doesn't want to pull the dash out. So he's doing all his wires on the outside of the dash. So in the time period while I'm in boot camp, he has two wire fires inside the car. He's like, yeah, I was just pushing too much power. Poof, the wire just gone up and just ran through there. I'm like, man, that's crazy. The car still running perfectly fine. So he goes on a road trip, decides before he gets in the Marine Corps, he's going to drive all around the United States. And he does this in the Datsun. So it's got, I believe it was just under 400,000 miles on it. Still, oil changes, that's it. I am out of boot camp and I am in 1.9, and he calls me, he's like, man, I really want a truck. And I'm going to use the Datsun. I'm going to trade the Datsun in for a truck. Datsun is already defunct. Nissan has bought them, so he's like, I want to get a Nissan truck because that's who owned Datsun, and this car was badass. I said, yeah. I go, you know what, go ahead. He's like, well, I just want to make sure it was okay with you. I said, it's fine. You trade that car in for a truck. Get whatever you can. And he's like, well, they said they'd give me $500. And I'm like, that's great, because that is exactly what I paid for the car, is $500. So he's in the Datsun, and he's on the off ramp. He's on the off ramp that's going right into the dealership.
Can see the dealership.
You can see the dealership.
How long did he have it after you gave it to him?
About a year and a half.
Yeah, but 400,000 miles.
400. So in that's not bad. In 8 years, we put 400,000 miles on. So he sees the dealership. He's looking at the dealership, and I know it was the car. It wasn't him. As soon as he turns to see the dealership, car just fucking dies. Just dies right on the off ramp. He has to push it off the side of the road. The fucking engine block cracks in the Datsun. So he hobbles down to the dealership. He's like, "Hey, I'm here to buy my truck, but the car that I was going to use for the down payment just broke down on the on ramp." And you know he's getting ready to buy a brand new truck, so they don't give a shit about the $500. So he's like, "Can I still use the car for the down payment?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, we'll go tow that thing right in here and we'll give you $500 for it." But yeah, best car I've ever owned.
That's awesome.
I mean, we used to go to anything, great gas mileage. It was an awesome car.
I'm gonna find you one.
Yeah, you should sell both those trucks. I bet you could buy a brand new Datsun.
The brand
No,
new.
you can't. They're just hard.
I
I
bet
know
there's
somebody's
one
going to
somewhere.
find one, but they are hard to find because they used to use the two doors, the B210s, to race.
It's like that XL 175 I had. I thought I'd like to find one. I found one on eBay, $2,800. It was pristine.
I'm sure I saw one in. I was on the road going to Palm Springs, and I saw a yellow one pull out of a trailer park, and it looked like it was in pretty good condition. I was going to chase him down and offer him money for
Palm
it.
Springs, yeah, no rest.
Yeah, but it's
What was the model for the Datsun?
a Datsun B210 two-door,
What year?
1979, I think it was.
My mom had a station wagon Datsun.
Yeah, one of
We
my
used to
friends
put
had a
it-
station wagon Datsun.
We didn't have a truck or a van, so we put a motorcycle in there, a dirt bike. We laid it
Like
sideways,
Yeah.
and then all the gas
It would leak out, so
yeah.
the thing always smelled like gas.
Yeah. Mom would haul me around in that fucking car, going to racing and riding and all kinds of shit with that motorcycle in the back sideways.
Crazy.
Hell, you can't do that no more.
Why?
You can't get the kids and shit riding back like that. I mean, I'm just saying,
I
like
see.
you used to.
Well, yeah. What's the rules with? I
Like
think I
riding
was
the back of
asking
a
Nick
truck?
the other day.
I think they have
Can you
to
ride
have.
in the back of a truck?
Dude, I see them do it all the time. I don't know whether you
it
can, but
legal?
they're.
To my
I know,
understanding, and I've heard it from multiple people, it is legal in Tennessee for people to ride in the back of the vehicle so long as they are sitting down.
Really?
Because you see them right on Main Street, right in front of the police
Because in West
station. Nobody
Virginia
does
it used
shit.
to be, and then it became illegal.
Well, that's because they're on it.
Yeah, that's true.
We had a guy from West Virginia go crazy last night.
Yeah, I wonder what city he's from.
Dude, I just so don't give a shit right now. I can't even remember the story. I was telling you about it, I can't remember.
Yeah.
After we just sold fucking 135 micro rigs.
Yeah.
I'm not even finding one on
125.
eBay. Holy shit!
Yeah, I'm telling you. I've looked.
I'm
You
finding engines for them.
So-
There, you can find them in they're in junkyards in Texas, and I think out here there's some in but they're total
That
because
mean-
Brett said when I first because I brought it up to Brett, I said, "Hey," and he goes, "Yeah,
we
you know
can
what?
find one.
I bet I can find one." And then like 2 weeks later, he called me and he goes, "You know, I wasn't even thinking, but there was a period in the period in the late '90s." Where it was cool to race them because they were so cheap.
Circle
to
track
race
cars,
them on
yeah.
dirt tracks, and so a lot of them are just totaled. You're better luck. I'll bet you can find. I have seen the wagons, the B210 wagons for sale. I've seen those.
Is there a 510? I thought Mom's was a 510.
Yeah, there is a
or
510. Yeah, 510.
something. It was baby blue,
Yeah,
metallic
that's
baby
the
blue.
same color as my car. Was that baby
That's
blue?
fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
loved it.
That's your mission. Find Scully.
No, don't find me a Datsun B210.
Yeah.
It's kind of like
Scully's got a brand new Mega. Well, not brand new. He has a 5.9 Mega.